Welcome back, another episode. A pivotal figure in the Frasier remake is Nicholas Lyndhurst's Alan Cornwall, who ironically turns out to be the antithesis of the actor's best-known character, Rodney Trotter from Only Fools and Horses. When the cast of the Frasier reboot was originally revealed, Lyndhurst was a shocking choice not because he lacked talent, but rather because of his unfamiliar name in the US. But those who have been watching Frasier and are unfamiliar with him will quickly come to understand how fantastic he is, having established himself as possibly the best character in the current sitcom that is a sequel to the old sitcom. After Niles Crane, played by Kelsey Grammer, was absent from the Frasier reboot, Alan was left to serve as the character's antithesis. Even though he lacks some of the highbrow pretentiousness of Niles, he is a different kind of character that nonetheless gels well with Frasier. He's an amusing and welcome addition to the ensemble for audiences who are unfamiliar with Lyndhurst, but for those who are, it's entertaining to see how it subverts his most famous performance. Alan has made Frasier an alternative to Rodney Trotter in a major way. The funny history of Frasier and Alan is detailed in The Founders Society, the 5th episode of Frasier Reboot Season 1. Frasier lists several schemes and practical jokes that Alan, who takes nothing seriously, devised but which always had disastrous results. These allegedly entail playing with a poodle and stealing Oscar Wilde's cane. On both occasions, Frasier was the one who had to pay the price. Although it's a humorous moment in and of itself, it turns the character into Rodney Trotter's antithesis. In the television series Only Fools and Horses, Rodney frequently finds himself on the receiving end of his brother Derek's shenanigans, sometimes known as Del Boy. Del Boy attempted several con games and frauds in an attempt to turn a quick profit, including bus-stop tours, the introduction of a bottled spring water brand, and much more. He even claimed to be able to restore an antique chandelier. These almost invariably blew up in the Trotters' faces, somewhat unavoidably and in spite of Rodney's cautions. Del Boy would be proud of Lyndhurst for turning from the voice of reason to the one in charge of the crazy ideas. Nicholas Lyndhurst's reunion with Frasier proved to be a terrific experience, thanks to his role as Rodney Trotter in Only Fools and Horses. After all, there are some parallels between the two. They are about two brothers who are always fighting and getting into trouble. They are mostly set in an apartment that at least one of the brothers owns. Frasier, like Del Boy and Rodney, lives with an elderly relative, and, most importantly, they are both very funny. It's not necessary to be familiar with Lyndhurst's work from Only Fools and Horses to appreciate his portrayal in Frasier, but it does improve it. It's wonderful to see the actor, who has long produced excellent work in the UK, get more prominence in the US film industry. Although it is surprising that he is the mastermind behind the schemes, there is also a hint of Rodney in the character, particularly in his caustic demeanor. With the reboot, Lyndhurst gets the opportunity to try something a little bit new while still building flawlessly on his best work. For more, subscribe.